Welcome back to the channel, all of you. Today, I'm going to take you through as to what you can prepare for your IIM Ahmedabad's FABM program and IIM Lucknow's ABM program. While you're going for the interview, you're going to face a slightly different interview as compared to your normal IIM interviews because these two programs are focused on agribusiness management, and we'll see as to what you can prepare for agribusiness management so that you do your interview well. First and foremost, because it's agribusiness management, I want all of you to have a very good context of agriculture in India, the statistics related to agriculture, the issues related to agriculture. Like India has got a lot of issues in terms of irrigation, in terms of small farm holdings, in terms of fertilizers, availability of high yielding variety of seeds. The yield rate in the country is pretty low. Other areas like infrastructure, farm mechanization, so on and so forth. So read about it because it will give you a good idea about what are these issues and how to tackle these issues. Look at the green revolution, the yellow revolution. We talk a lot about the minimum support price for food grains. So read about as to what is the minimum support price, what is it all about, why there is a need for a minimum support price. Look at subsidies, incentives. So there's a lot of incentives and subsidies provided to the farmers, whether it be power, whether it be in terms of seed subsidy, in terms of fertilizer subsidy. So have an understanding of how these subsidies are paid out and what the kind of incentives the farmer receives in terms of government initiatives that are there for him. Also, because the budget is already over, and for this year, have a understanding of what the agriculture budget was this year. What did the government look at in terms of the budget? Where is it allocating this budget? What kind of schemes have the government come out with? And all these are very important aspect of preparing for ABM, because you need to have a good contextual understanding of agriculture in India. Now, what I've done is below the video in the description area, I have uh, put some links that you can follow. These links would give you a basic understanding of some of these issues, and you can go read about it. I would suggest you to read more. So, after you have read the links that I've provided there, you please go search for more such links and read more based on whatever you can find on the internet or the YouTube. It will help you gain a lot of mileage in the interview, because you will be then contextually very clear of what you're talking about, and the interviewer will feel that you understand what agriculture is all about in India. Apart from this, I want you to build awareness about agriculture. So you can read about some of these international organizations, companies which work in the area of seed, fertilizers, or other agricultural inputs. So you have companies like Monsanto, DuPont, Dow Chemicals, or Bayer, which are all big companies which also come to your campus for placements. So it's a good idea to understand what these companies are into, how do they go about selling their products, what do they sell, what are the specific areas they look at. Have an understanding of high yield variety seeds in India, what kind of seed subsidies are available for the farmers, and what kind of seeds do farmers choose, and how do they go about choosing seeds while they are in the initial stages of their crop production. There is a fertilizer policy which the government follows, and there is fertilizer subsidy. It is there on the Ministry of Fertilizers webpage. You can go and check that out as well. Similarly, all other subsidies related to power, irrigation, and credit subsidies are also available in the agriculture ministry's website. So you can go and check that out as well, right? There is also a scheme for farm insurance. Government also has come out with various other schemes for farmers. I want you to have an understanding of what kind of direct subsidies and what kind of indirect subsidies are available for the farmers, and what kind of agriculture produce marketing in terms of incentives, in terms of various other schemes or various other initiatives that the government has come out with, so that that it makes easy for the farmer to actually sell their produce in the market. Now, to do all this, there are plenty of websites available, and I would suggest you to bank upon the government websites, because the government websites are more credible. The statistics given there can be quoted, and even any other information which is provided on these websites being very genuine, you can even quote in the interview, and it'll sound good when you are saying that you took your initiative to go through these websites and talk about it. The next thing I want you to look at is the cooperative movement in India, not because cooperative movement has got lots to do with the agribusiness program, but because the cooperative movement in itself is all about agribusiness management. Because most of the cooperatives in India today, if you look at, especially the cooperatives in the area of dairying, are all food related cooperatives. So whether it be Amul, it may be Varka, or whether it is Vita, most of these are dairy related cooperative, and that is where the cooperative movement happened. So I would like you to go and read more about the cooperative movement in India, the White Revolution, the Amul story. There are beautiful videos about the Amul story. There is a movie by Shyam Benegal which is Manthan. These are all beautiful resources that you can follow to understand what the White Revolution was all about. I would want you to go and read about Dr. Varghese Kurian, the milkman of India. What did he do? How did he take forward and manage the whole cooperative movement in the country? Now, Manthan is a beautiful movie which you can download and keep with you. Watch it because it will give you some contextual understanding. There are plenty of other Amul related videos available on YouTube. I have shared a few links with you. The TVC and what the Mehsana's cooperative movement was all about. It'll be a good idea to go and read about it. There are a lot of statistics available on milk production. India is the largest milk producer in the world. India has got the largest number of cattle in the world, but there are still issues related to dairy farming. Like India has one of the lowest yield rates in the world. So go read about some of this so that you have an understanding of what the cooperative movement is, what is dairying all about, and um, where does India stand in terms of its milk production in the world. Moving forward, budget 2020 highlights is something that all of you should go through. Not only related to agriculture, but related to all the other rural initiatives which have been talked about by the government in the budget of 2020. The highlights of the budget is available on the Ministry of Finance. You can go there and read about it. It is also available on the Ministry of Rural Development, which actually has highlighted only the initiatives related to the area of rural development. So it's a good idea to go to the Rural Development Ministry and read through of various initiatives and various details of the budget. So there is this government website, which is the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. I've shared all these links on the description. So these this website, if you see on the top tabs, you will also see the statistics area in that. You also have the schemes which you can go and read about. If you go below, you can also look at agriculture news, and this is quite an updated website, and you can read about various news related to agriculture in this. And if you click on that, you can actually go and read some of this, and very well updated. Actually, the last article which came in was on 7/2, and if you see, there is articles on MSP, post harvest infrastructure in states, and if you actually scroll down, there's plenty of articles to read, and these are very genuine articles and very good ones to actually build a good understanding of what the government does in terms of agriculture and farmer welfare. Also, in this website, you can find all the schemes that the government runs, what kind of initiatives have the government taken. So you have various schemes which through which they have provided assistance so that they can sustain farming, and all these schemes are also mentioned in this website. Government has another portal which is SeedNet India portal, which is a government initiative on quality seed. In fact, there's a lot of information related to this given in the web page. I don't want you to go and read everything about this, but you can still read about a few schemes that the government has and what are the kind of help or assistance the government provides to the farmers in terms of providing them with quality seeds. So this is a part of that website, and if you see the seed village scheme, transport subsidy on movement of schemes, so there are various subsidies which are provided. So which is something that you can build your understanding on. Similarly, there is a Ministry of Fertilizers, a Department of Fertilizer, which is under the Government of India. Now, this particular website gives you the fertilizer policy, various schemes, and the subsidies that the government provides for farmers in buying fertilizers. Yeah, it also gives some kind of incentives to the fertilizer organizations which are involved in manufacturing fertilizers. So you can go and read about all this on the Department of Fertilizers website. Departmental website also has the fertilizer policy put up there. You can go read that in detail. Government of India also has another website which is called as the e-NAM, which is the National Agriculture Market, and here you can find a lot of digital initiatives by the government in terms of online payments, in terms of various other mobile apps, incentives, and so on and so forth. I would like you to go and work on this in detail, especially if you're an engineer and you're wondering, what will you do in the ABM or the FABM program. This is a good place to start and understand what kind of technology initiatives that the government has come up with. Going forward, other initiatives in agriculture, internet is full of information about various initiatives taken up by either the corporate or the government in terms of using technology for agriculture. Agriculture is a big area, and India is an agro based economy even now. So there's a lot of article available on how blockchain or artificial intelligence or machine learning is being used in the area of agriculture. It'll be a good idea to go and learn about it. You can look at government initiatives in terms of e-governance, corporate initiatives like e-Chopal by ITC, and understand what these initiatives are all about, and probably also understand what is digital markets in agriculture and how what kind of markets are there for selling the produce through online or through e-commerce platforms. The other area that you should be reading about is the food processing area. It will be a good idea to read about the outlook for food processing in India. There is a McKinsey report on that. If you search McKinsey's report on food processing, you will get to understand what is the outlook that India has till 2030. There are also various websites like the Ministry of Food Processing, Make in India for Food Processing, Agriculture Processing and Exports, Farm Mechanization, Food Corporation of India, and agriculture cooperative banks, which are involved with not only helping or assisting manufacturers who are into food processing, but also various other initiatives and schemes that they have come up with. So the one such ministry is the Ministry of Food Processing and Processing Industries. A beautiful website. You can go and read about various schemes that the government gives. So if you see after the About Us tab, you have the scheme area. This will give you a good insight on what initiatives that the government has come up with. Similarly, you have the Make in India website, where under the food processing you can see what other kind of initiatives government is taking up, what are the kind of requirement and the financial support which is there by the government of India to some of these small scale food processing units. So it's a beautiful place to go and read about all this. Similarly, you have the Agriculture and the Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. So this particular website talks about various schemes which are given out to people who are involved in exports of food commodities, exports of processed foods, and it comes out and talks about various other incentives as well, which is provided by the government of India. So whether it be horticulture, floriculture, processed food, agri commodities, this particular portal actually talks about various schemes and statistics that are there related to all these areas, and this is a good place to actually have a understanding of all this. If you actually go into the FICCI website, you will also see that there is a nice article given based which is by Grant Thornton on transforming agriculture through mechanization. I have downloaded that paper. I put it as a link for you, and you can go through this paper. It's a beautiful paper which talks about what is farm mechanization all about in India, and what is the government actually doing in terms of farm mechanization. What are the corporate initiatives? So it's really a nice paper to read through. Also, there is Food Corporation of India, which looks at storage and procurement of food. It's a nice portal where you can go and read about what Food Corporation of India does, how does it, what kind of infrastructure does it have, and what is the kind of commodity procurement that it does, what all commodities does it procure, and why it procures that commodity. It'll help you understand about how the government goes about and make sure that there is enough food for this country, and it ensures food security for the nation. So nice website again to read and understand what are the different aspects of food security. Banking is one area where agriculture relies on, because availability of credit is one of the biggest issues in the country. And today we are trying to formalize the credit availability in the country for farmers. And there are organizations like NABARD, the rural RRBs, regional rural banks. You have the agriculture cooperative banks, which are all working in this area. And NABARD has got a website which through which you can go and read about the government sponsored schemes. You can also read about various other initiatives that NABARD takes up and how it governs the regional rural bank. So again, this is a must read for all of you, because it will give you an understanding and connect yourself if you are from a finance background to YABM. So apart from all this, for people who are from biotechnology, agriculture sciences background, all the core courses needs to be done really, really well. For people who are from BTech background, especially mechanical and IT, again you need to actually look at all the core courses. Any projects that you have done, any internships that you have done, you need to be thorough with that, because last year we had students who had quizzed thoroughly on their projects. Even internships and companies that they worked in, they went in detail to understand what they have done there. And any kind of technology application which is in use right now from your area, like let's say biotechnology, or areas of microbiology, or areas of even mechanical engineering, where there's a lot of talk. For example, blockchain is being talked about being used in agriculture industry. So read about what these technology applications are, so that you have enough information to talk about in the interview. It's a good idea to go through the IIM Ahmedabad's and the IIM Lucknow's FABM program curriculum. If you see, whatever I have talked about right now is all there in this curriculum. So it has got agriculture and food policy, it has got agriculture financing, it has got marketing of agriculture inputs like seeds, fertilizers, and so on and so forth. You have strategic food marketing, management of agriculture projects, and if you go down, you have international agriculture, agri and food trade. So these are all areas where you will be gaining understanding on when you're looking at this course in the second year. But having said that, I would want you to have a basic understanding of all this even before you go for the interview, so that you're sure not only of cracking the interview, but also having an understanding of why you are actually getting into this program at all. And the same holds true for the IIM Lucknow's ABM program as well. Now, this is a list of past recruiters which are being put up in the website of IIM Ahmedabad. So you have companies like DuPont, companies like Olam, Rabobank, which probably a lot of you must have not heard about. So I would like you to go and read about and make sure that you know all these companies and why these companies come for the FABM program or the ABM program recruitments. So, for example, PwC, why does it come for an ABM program recruitment? So, that's something that you need to understand, and which will help you talk about as to why ABM. If you go on to YouTube, there's a beautiful video which is being put up, PGP FABM postgraduate program in food and agribusiness management, a 10-minute video, must watch for all of you going for the interview. It builds in a perspective of what this program is all about. And as I mentioned, I put all the links out there, so please go and have a look at all the links, and make sure that you understand all these aspects before you get into the interview room. So that's all that I have for the day. I hope this clarifies what you need to prepare for your interview. Go prepared for the interview, because there's a big call, and these interview calls are very specific in nature. So make sure that you are well prepared for the interview. So please do subscribe the channel, and thank you for watching. So you can start your preparation, and all the best for your interviews.